We are watching the ITV News in London, still to come.
Take a look at the television, read some of the things that are online and make your mind up.
The Chancellor tries his powers of persuasion on our panel, who say they're determined not to vote. And why Captain Mannering's grandson is taking a tour of the capital's lifeboat stations. An ITV News poll has found 40% of us are yet to make up our mind on who to vote for. They are also millions who say they're not going to vote at all. The last few weeks, we've been talking to 3 of them out on the campaign trail to see if politicians can change their mind. Today, our senior correspondent, Ronke Phillips, went to see them, to see George Osborne in South London, in the latest in our series, Can Vote, Won't Vote.
They're the politically disillusioned, all so alienated from politics they don't see the point of voting. Housewife and student Sabeela Yamin, freelance writer John Watts and businesswoman Darshana Ubl. Doing his best to persuade them their vote really does count is the man who, for the time being at least, is the keeper of the nation's purse. It was hard hats all round for the no voters who joined the Chancellor as he toured a building site in Croydon. This will eventually be transformed into 161 flats, 34 of them affordable. It's the sort of project the Tories say they'll keep delivering if the vote goes their way. But the ITV no voters have only one question.
As a hard-working taxpayer, why should people like me vote?
Well, it's very clear. The economy is on the ballot paper at this election, and there are 2 very clear paths Britain can take next week. If you remember where this country was 5 or 6 years ago, high unemployment, think of it where it is now, jobs being created for young people, there's a huge amount more to do. And if you don't take part in the election, you won't be able to choose those 2 very different economic outcomes for Britain and the real impact that will have on families here.
Would you rather that people voted against you than didn't vote at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I would rather people took part in this election, even if they're not voting Conservative, than not take part at all. I would love people to vote because people have fought and died over many, many centuries to give people the vote. Women died to get women the vote. So let's use the vote. It's only every 5 years we ask you to take part in the general election. So please take part.
I'm more inclined to vote now, and I do think I should take the right to vote because of the struggles that we've had as women anyway, and I want to vote. I'm just still in a dilemma with who to vote for.
Right, well, you've got a week to make your mind up.
I know.
So take a look at the television, read some of the things that are online and make your mind up.
Thank you.
So a gentle nudge from the Chancellor, rounded off with the obligatory photo opportunity. And the no voters were definitely charmed by their experience.
Listen, enjoy the last week. Right.
There are now just 7 days until the polls open for what's been called the most unpredictable election in a generation. So did the man who currently holds one of the most senior positions in government persuade any of the group to use their votes?
After meeting the Chancellor of the Exchequer this morning, Mr. George Osborne, my likelihood to vote has now gone up to 6.
After today, I know what we need for stability, security and prosperity. My likelihood for voting has now gone up to a 10.
Well, I'm going to take George at his word when I actually asked him about he would prefer that someone voted against him other than don't vote at all. So I am going to vote. He convinced me of it. 10.
The no voters persuaded to use their votes by the Chancellor, but despite the charm, not all the crosses will be next to his party. Ronke Phillips, ITV News.